Welcome to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives, a SoCan licensed podcast coming to you weekly from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Each week, I talk about a song that's been stuck in your head at one point or another, or stuff you've never heard before. Welcome to this musical journey. Hello, and welcome to episode number 4. Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. So, welcome back. It's me again, Ivan. If you're listening up until now, 4 episodes. They're shorter. I appreciate it. Means a lot. That just means maybe I'm keeping you entertained, I hope. You know, with things and stuff that I talk about. And I'm sure a lot of you have yelled at me looking at your radio and things. So, this band I'm going to talk about, the Deftones. I don't know how to explain the Deftones. They were the band, you know, everybody's like, that's my band, nobody knows them like I do. Well, that's the band for me. For whatever reason, the first time I saw them, back in junior high on the giant TV on Much Music, was the song Bored. I will play that later for you all to enjoy. This band, crazy stories behind them. How they got started, how everything went with them. Their bass player, like, this band, I tell you, man, they've been around the block and seen some fucking shit and done some shit. The singer Chino Marino has his own bands, and it's crazy. So let's just get to what they're about, I guess. I don't know where they're at, what they're doing, things like that and stuff. So, they started in 88. Until now, obviously, still kicking it large. I've seen them every time that they've come through, which is pretty rad. First time I ever saw them was in a small little venue, and I'm sure that was the same show where it was Slipknot, Cold Chamber, and some other band. I can't remember their name. They were Canadian. But it was such a small venue and like a small stage. It was crazy to see all that. Like it was bonkers. Loved it. Want to talk about stage diving? Fuck, it was great. So, fun fact about that show, little TMI for you that are all listening into episode 4. I had to poo so bad because I got squished against the barricade. It like pushed a poo. Almost pooed in my pants. It was gross. I had to poo in this disgusting toilet that dudes have been pissing on. I didn't sit, obviously. Okay, so sorry. Enough of that. Deftones. They're from Sacramento, California. Love Cali. I have a Cali thing. I want to go to LA. I don't know why. Don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna go there one day. The wife, every time I say that, shakes her head because I don't have my passport yet. That's another story for another time. So, Sacramento, California. I like the genres. Alternative metal, experiment rock, art metal, progressive metal, post-metal, and it says in early in brackets, new metal. They really hate that new metal thing. They're really trying to get away from it, which is cool because they're not really new metal. They're metal. You can call them new metal. Go ahead. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not the Deftones, but fuck you if you do. They were with Maverick, Warner, and Reprise. Let's see what else we got here. A guitar player. Doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't get enough credit. He's actually a really good guitar player, Stephen Carpenter. Not the best in the world, but he can do it. Stephen Carpenter. He's pretty good. Like, he can shred. He's proved it. Abe Cunningham on the drums. Chino Marino, singer, writer. Frank Delgado, I never say his name right. I believe that's their DJ. And Sergio Vega, the bass player. Where to start on this one? Let's start in the beginning, and I will get back to the bass player thing. So, in the early years of 88 and 93, Stephen Carpenter was 15 years old and was hit by a car while skateboarding. Confined to a wheelchair for several months, he began teaching himself guitar, playing along bands Anthrax, Stormtroopers of Death, and Metallica. The driver supposedly played Carpenter cash settlement that allowed him to purchase equipment for the band. I heard this story time and time again, and then it was confirmed on YouTube by Stephen Carpenter himself. See, I don't know. Now I'm reading that this is a myth. I don't know. They say it's a myth. I've seen it on YouTube. They said it's happened, but I don't know. Whatever. Chino and Steph, the guitar player. So Steph is the guitar player. Chino is the singer. Known to butt heads like really bad. It even made it into the news a lot. Social medias. You know how that goes. So they have their ups, their downs. I don't remember what year exactly it is, but their bass player, Chi Chang, glad I got to see him before this all happened. He died in 2013. He was involved in a car crash where he was ejected and thrown into a coma, and he was brain damaged. Rest in peace, Chi. Great, crazy bass player. I remember every time I went to go see the shows, being a guitarist and a bass player, or just a musician, period, I was always drawn to Chi for some reason because he was fucking crazy on stage. This guy had big, long dreads. He was just nuts. Great show. Yeah, and he unfortunately passed away because his brain stopped because he was squished in a car accident. It's crazy throwing back to Metallica. Their bass player originally, Cliff Burton, also died in a bus accident. Bass players. I started playing bass in the band. Maybe I should stop. That's a weird correlation. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Deftones. Inspired this song itself. Passenger inspired one of my songs that I wrote. And I don't know. It inspired it in a way that I called it leather and chrome. He actually says leather and chrome in this song, and I think that's where I got it from. I know that's where I got it from. That's kind of where my brain was. And it's about having sex in a vehicular. It's and doing things that you're not supposed to in the car. Not caring, and the animal that comes out. It's pretty cool. I mean, as an artist and a musician, it just came out that way, and I like it. It's one of the songs that I enjoy the most, playing live especially. But totally inspired by these guys. The way I wrote music, the way I listened to music changed too because of these guys. Listening to full albums in a day and age where you have Spotify. Don't get me wrong, I love Spotify. Has opened a whole new world of music to me, which is amazing. Thank you so much, Spotify. I will, if I enjoy your music enough, I will definitely buy your album. If it's only like a couple of songs, or if it's like a bunch of different spread out a bunch of different albums, I'll pick and choose. I'll buy that 99-cent song or that $1.29 song because I like your music and because I feel you deserve it. But there's a lot that goes to the wash. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. It's how it is. So, Bored. I remember this song because of Much Music. When I first saw this song and heard it, it was, you know what it was almost? I can almost equate it to the Blackened album all over again, the Blackened song. It got me moving like that. Seeing them freak out and seeing them jump around the way they jumped around and shit was amazing. I'd never seen anything like that before. So it was really cool to experience that all over again in a whole nother time frame, like in a whole nother era of music at the time. And that was like just before everything went to shit. So I am going to play that now. So enjoy it. The song's called Bored. It's off the Adrenaline album. Yeah, this is the song that got me into Deftones, their very first album. So I'm going to let the rest of this album play, because this is the album that grabbed me by the testiculars and said, yo, listen to this shit. And it was this love at first sight. This music was like the music that made me jump around again. It was great. It inspired me to learn new things on guitar. It inspired me to write music. Like, it hit home hard in a big bad way, if you can't tell. This is the type of music too. I'd roll a nice summer day, all the windows down, and it's just blasting on the stereo system in the car. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things for me. I hope in all of this, if anybody takes anything away from it, besides me being a jerkwad and talking to myself for fucking 15 to 20 minutes or however long I'm talking for, that someone takes home some type of music from it or some type of inspiration, hopefully, or just something. Just something. That'd be cool, you know what I mean? Thanks again for listening. I know I can digress a lot. I can pause a lot like this. But that's what the music's there for. Thank you so much. Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. I did it right this time. Thank you for listening. Stay rad. Thank you again for listening to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. It means the world to me. I'm glad you could come on this journey with me, and we'll keep doing it every week. Subscribe, rate and review, all that good stuff, and keep listening to music, because it only makes life better. And we'll see you on the flip side. Stay rad.